I kind of want to talk to you today about specifically something that I talk about quite frequently on this channel: school. My opinion on school and some recent changes in my perception of what school should be or what should be your take on school. Some really fucking fresh shit and seriously some stuff that I've been thinking about because of recent situations in my life. So, I first want to start by just telling you, okay, like what made all this change of this sudden change of mindsets. Well, I'll just jump right into it. Basically, in school, you know my thing. I've made like two videos on this. I'm basically always just the guy who sat in classes, reading books, journaling, not really caring about the classes, not really caring about, what the teacher's saying. And since this is like the second semester, like teachers, they're not really acting the same way. They're kind of like trying to assert themselves and stuff like that. Shit happens, and of course, my history teacher ends up basically just like seeing me reading. He then just takes my book and starts fucking like talking shit. I respond to him. I fucking fuck his ass up, and then basically he tells me to go to the principal's office, all nice and sweet, right? I go to the principal's office. I tell him about what's going on, and then the teacher shows at the principal's office. And basically, they just start fucking talking around shit. Honestly, I've grown too mature to even argue with those idiots, and so I just basically just said, okay, sweet, okay, fine, okay, just leave me alone. But it doesn't just end there. The principal, the next time my parents talk to him, decides to be a bitch and basically just tells my father about it, like the situation that happened. And of course, my father doesn't take it in well. He's really mad and he starts fucking shouting at me in the car. He's like, do you want to stay in school and stuff like that? And from that time, I've had a different view on school, mainly because I journaled a lot about this, because some really big change in my way of looking at school happened. So, with my journaling, I was seriously just journaling, do I want to leave school? Do I want to leave school? Because I thought, like he basically gave me the choice, even though he didn't. He was just saying that because he wanted to frustrate me. And so in my head, what I saw was opportunity, opportunity. I can actually leave school. Oh wow, like this is so amazing. And so I'm journaling and journaling and journaling and just writing down, okay, like do I want to leave school? Like, is this really like what I want to be doing? And I was under the stress. And so my like safe part that wants to keep me safe and stuff like that, my ego was like, oh yeah, like we should stay in school. And of course, as I go, I basically tell my mother about this. And then she basically starts screaming at me too, and I'm all like in a fucked up situation. And she's basically like, even if your father agrees to get you out of school, I still won't get you out of school. And she basically told me that, okay, like my father doesn't even want to get me out of school, and he's just basically saying that because he wants to diss me if I'm like, basically like I'm doing these like school stuff, like self improvement stuff in school. If I'm doing these intentionally to try and just get him like make problems so I'll leave school. And of course, I'm not doing that intentionally, but to him, it seemed that way. And so she basically cut off my hopes of like doing this and leaving school. But this taught me some very valuable lessons, lessons that I probably will stick to for a very long while. And really, it was just one stressful week in my life that I was just fucking around. It's not just one day, to be honest. It was really one day that was just the climax. But I'll just list off some of these lessons that I think really helped. And so I'll just start right now. I think, first off, I kind of want to talk about just the anxiety one faces when making big decisions. You see, when I was first hit with this and I thought this was genuine, I was journaling, do I want to be leaving school? Do I want to be leaving school? It's just so fucked up. Like, just watching videos of Alex Hormozi, watching videos of Hamza, watching videos of my mentors, asking my mentors, just literally like asking my, like, a mentor of mine, just basically telling them, okay, like, what am I supposed to do here? And really, and all of them basically answered me, leave school, leave school, leave school, leave school. And it was like, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew for a fact I wanted to leave. And yet, it was just because the opportunity was right there and I knew it has some consequences. The heart kind of hurts, like you're just like, oh no, like I'm not gonna be having a degree. Oh no, it's like, honestly, like the big mindset here is just realizing that everything has a consequence. When you're staying in school right now, you are spending the consequence right now. And by what? By wasting 8 hours every single day, by wasting all the brain points that you're just putting into fucking worthless shit work that you don't care about, by wasting hours on fucking studying exams you don't give a fuck about, by wasting hours on fucking doing homework you don't give a fuck about. It's like, of course, like it's like the whole system is basically just gonna fuck you over from every single side, and you are paying the consequences of staying in school just to get some fucking paper that makes people want to employ you. It's like, bro, you can get employed anyway. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like, what's so fucking special? Just because I don't got a fucking degree, it's like, what the fuck? And so really, when I was just sat there and I was trying to make this big decision, all I could think of was, oh man, like I know what I want to do. I know that I want to just go out, but why am I not moving? Why am I not like just get up and tell them? And that was just really the big anxiety for me because, I mean, Alex Hormozi said this on a recent podcast he went on. He basically said, success is like, when you're looking at success, it's like an ocean. It's just really deep. It looks very deep when you're looking at it like this. But then as soon as you step in, you realize that it's not really this deep of a pool. It's very like it's not like what it looks like. It's not this deep fucking thing. Like your toes barely get submerged in that. And then you just realize, like, what the fuck, bro? Like, was this success? Just was I fearing getting a little bit more wet? And it's like, that's what success takes. And so, I mean, like, he said it in time. I watched a bit of that podcast, and I could just, it was like he was talking to me. There was a reason I mentor the guy. After all, it's like, we fear jumping into success because we're just so anxious in that stuff. Now, of course, for me, like, the decision was basically cut off almost instantaneously. I couldn't do shit. But that's where I want to move on to my next point, which is, I know for a fact that if I knew that I was gonna die in 3 days, like right now, if some weird ass like prophecy landed on my head and it basically told me, hey, you're gonna die in 3 days. So like today is the 26th, and the 29th I'm gonna be dead. But let's just say that theoretically that happens. I know for a fact that if I wanted to die completely, I was gonna leave school ASAP. Do you think I was gonna stay in school any one more second? Like, I don't care. Nobody cares. None of these kids that are sat there in school paying attention trying to get grades care. Nobody fucking cares. It's just bullshit. And so I know for a fact that I'd be leaving school the moment that prophecy hits my head. And that's why I need to be doing it from now, because what time am I wasting right now? Like, I mean, of course, I'm basically being forced to go to school. Like, my parents, they're basically like putting a knife to my head if I don't go to school. And so I'm basically like, I know for a fact this is like karma. Like, I can't fucking do shit about it. But it's like, at the same time, it's almost like just, fuck, man. Like, if only I could just convince them. And if you're watching this, you're not my parents. I just be telling you this. You need to adopt the same mindset. You need to be seriously journaling about school. Like, my take on this might not be yours, and so you need to journal on this. Like, do you genuinely want to pursue some kind of career that has to do with the education system that you have to have a degree for? Or are you just pursuing school just because your parents told you so and whatever? And if so, you need to be putting in your effort. Because I certainly have put in all my efforts. I've been arguing with my parents for 6 months on this, and they kept rejecting again and again and again. And I thought I had an opportunity when I didn't. And that's why I learned this valuable lesson. And so, just in case you might ever encounter some decision like this, I seriously need you to just be journaling ruthlessly about, do you want to be leaving school? Is like school worth it for you? Do you want the degree? Are you like, would you be willing to live for the rest of your life knowing you didn't have a degree and you didn't pursue a degree? And just journaling, seriously finding your own authentic answers. And don't be a bitch. Like, don't just be like, oh yeah, I want the degree because I want to be safe and whatever. Like, actually be very, like commonsensical. Try to really just be like, okay, like this is what I would seriously do authentically, not because I fear this and that. And so that's kind of what I want to go through. Definitely one that's very extensive, but certainly one that I think really fucking helps. And I think you need to be adopting your own opinion. Sure, most people watching this, they probably won't even fucking journal, but it's like for the percentage of people that will decide to take action on this and they'll journal, they'll basically just try and be like, they'll basically just be complete bitches journaling. They'll be like, oh yeah, like let me just fucking like, oh yeah, like would I leave school? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't because I need my degree and whatever and stuff like that. And sure, some people like they want to pursue like careers where they're like in medical school or whatever. Sure, some people want to be doctors. We need those people, right? But not all people are doctors. Not all people require a degree in order to work. Most people want to be sitting down remotely and just being able to pursue whatever they want to pursue, which is their thing. Many guys, they want us to be guitarists, they want us to be farmers, and yet for whatever reason our society just literally pushes them into the education system and wants to produce another doctor, another engineer, another whatever. And that's what's really fucking up our world, is the fact that there is no longer understanding of purpose. It's only just, oh yeah, look, here's this reward, here's this fucking like carrot on a stick. Like just chase the carrot on a stick that you'll never fucking get. And it's like, honestly, you've got better ways to get the carrot, to be smart and actually get the carrot, instead of just like listening to this fool shithole that's just sat on your back and that's leading you through life in a path that you don't even want. But in any case, that's kind of what I want to go through.